It's because you're running too much?
Can anybody see us? Anybody? I don't know. This is Factional Fight. My name's Brian, if you can hear me. That's my brother Adam.
Hey guys.
And we're trying to play Wurm. I don't know.
We're not having any problem playing Wurm, per se. I think the problem is in streaming Wurm.
Well, let's see if this works. Hello, how are you? Well, thank you everyone for joining us and sitting through that just really annoying wait. I don't know what just happened. We've been having problems with Twitch over the past month, I guess, the last couple times we've done it. But we're hoping that you guys can see us, and if not, I will probably just keep on talking and no one will stop me until Adam realizes. So, yes, if you guys have followed, thank you for sticking around in the chat, and thank you for watching this video on YouTube. If you've heard, I don't know if Adam said anything, this is actually going to be our last Wurm episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In fact, this is something that we just decided very recently, but I think it is a decision that, you know, we couldn't take lightly, and there are a few contributing factors, but we'll discuss that later, I think.
Well, if we've looked at it, it's been quite a journey since we started. And we could talk about, like, over the last few weeks, the reason why we haven't had videos, for people that are wondering that have watched, like, let's say the Friend Experiment recently, we had issues, like there was like a week, maybe a week and a half or something where I had no internet at all.
Right.
We were like, we're going to record tonight, and then I didn't have internet. There was time, and then I think something happened, like Sasha was working and all that stuff. So with the Friend Experiment, you could tell that he kept having obligations, and unfortunately it wasn't working out. So, is everybody else hearing that my mic is too low? And is Adam's really loud? I don't know. Keep talking, let us know in the chat, and we'll try to fix that on the fly.
Thanks for the advice. If yeah, that's definitely helpful.
I don't know if that's working, but
I mean, I personally had a lot of fun doing the Friend Experiment. It gave us a chance to introduce the game to somebody who we've known for like a very long time. I've known Sasha probably since around high school, and you know, we played MMOs together in the past. We've introduced him to a variety of MMOs, and he's been, like, while I was playing WoW, I played it with him pretty much the whole time. And when we came across this game, we spent a lot of time trying to get him to join us. So we showed him the game, and, you know, right away he made his judgment that he was definitely not a game for him. And, I mean, it was like 2 years we were trying to get him to play, and we invited him to the show just this, you know, very recently, and he agreed. He seemed interested in doing the show and trying out the game. We've been giving him a hard time about it for 2 years. And so he tried it out, and, you know, I think things were going pretty good. He was very...
he was
committed to the show.
yeah, he seemed committed to the show and actually very interested in the crafting and the.
Yeah.
He seemed very interested in how the building system worked. I wish I could have gotten more into it with him, but unfortunately that's what happened. But that's the whole friend experiment thing, but we're not here really to talk about that. It's been how many years now since we started playing this game?
It's been 2 years.
Yeah, and if I wanted to give like a final thought, I believe it's been over 2 years. If I wanted to give a final thought, really, an overall view of the last 2 years that we've been playing this game. How can I say this? Before Wurm, me and Adam were having a very hard time finding a game to play together. I think that's been a common theme if you watch our videos throughout the last year and a half or whatever we've been doing this.
Mm-hmm.
And yet we've been playing this game for 2 years, like pretty heavily, I would say.
That's true. Before this, even when we were playing EverQuest, it was very like it was almost like as if we weren't playing together. I don't know if you know what I mean.
You play
We're playing at
the same game
Yeah.
separately.
Yeah. That was what it felt like. We were in separate guilds.
How did that work?
We had separate friends.
We joined the same game to play together and ended up having different friends, join different guilds, while playing at the exact same time.
That's right. That's right.
It wasn't until this game where really we managed to give us an outlet where we could both enjoy, and enjoy it in different ways, but play at the same time for the same goal. Does that make sense?
It's one thing I love about this game, that the one goal has many goals, many sub-goals or whatever, and each of us can tackle them separately, yet together.
So I almost wanted to reminisce over what we've done, maybe some of our old stories about the game, and just maybe somehow make sense of the last 2 years. Go through the last 2 years. We started the game, and you can actually read a little bit. You can read a little bit of how we started. Adam wrote a blog about it. Never finished it, but he wrote it, and it was actually really well done. Even I read it, and I'm like, we actually did that. I don't remember doing that, but yeah, we started
remember
the
some
game.
of those key moments.
Yeah, let's talk about the key
finding
moments.
That fishing rod.
Yeah. I would recommend reading it on our website, serversaredown.com. Definitely, it's a good read.
You're talking as if it didn't happen, but most of the main events happened. Like most of those main events happened in that blog.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
there are a lot of nice memories there.
But our first place, we ended up finding our first place. We called it Puzzles, and the whole goal was that we wanted to create a giant labyrinth. And let me see. I have some. I have them in Photoshop here. This was our first place, right here.
Right.
We built this one shed
forever
next to this tiny little pond. We're like, it's not even a shed. It's just a fence. Or like, as new players, how are we going to just have our stuff inside the fence? Look at the old graphics. The old carts.
More importantly, that fence acted as a way of getting away from mobs.
That's true. This was our first structure we've ever created in Wurm 2 years ago. And we built it next to our main place called Puzzles.
Right.
Because at the time, for some reason...
it was a great strategy, I feel. It was kind of like a little storage area that we created so that we can keep all our stuff and, have our construction site somewhere off to the side.
Anyone could have come and just, bash the one quality fence. in one shot.
Right.
But no one did. No one actually came to that area, and still no one really goes to that area, which is surprising.
I have fond memories of fishing in that lake for food.
Yeah, it's a tiny little lake. And
Couldn't kill anything.
We started building, we started raising this land. Here it is from the top view.
That previous picture was actually really nice.
This previous one? Yeah.
Because it shows that leveled flat wall sort of thing that we're doing.
Anyway, this ended up turning into the labyrinth right here. Let's see if... I don't even know what pictures I had. You can see our little token in the background. It's just... Let's try to cycle through these pictures. But, oh yeah, look at all. Already, we built a tower.
Mm-hmm. That was one of the first things we needed to do, eh?
And... yeah, we really wanted that. Let's see if we can cycle through these. And so many memories, so much old graphics in these shots, huh? Look at these old stone walls. The old horses.
Right.
They looked like toy horses. You were
when
outdoor.
we first recorded, it was all the old models. The avatars were old.
That's true. This was Adam's first blacksmithing station. He wanted
Even
it
back
outdoors. Then. You wanted him outdoors every time because you wanted to feel like you were in the open and not confined to a house. And what did that lead to? It eventually led to Adam getting all of his stuff stolen.
You are actually right. I completely forgot about that.
It
oh my
started
God.
here.
How do you remember this stuff? Jeez.
Anyway, we built up this main little area that was supposed to act as a village of puzzles. And for people that never watched our old videos about our labyrinth, it was sort of like a story based off of the movie Labyrinth. So it had like a little village that wanted you to venture into the labyrinth, and then inside the labyrinth you had to beat the first area to make it to the Goblin City, which
That's right.
then you had to figure out a way to get into the castle to defeat the Goblin King. And I remember for like a short period of time we managed to get a hold of a champion goblin, and we put him inside of our tower and he acted as our Goblin King for a while. That was awesome.
Yeah. And then we held an event. Did we have the event with the champion? I can't even remember that.
I don't remember. Yeah, if we had a champion goblin. Oh, and the whole point was
If
that
you...
you're,
Oh, sorry.
that you were supposed to go in there to try to find the lost baby or the stolen baby, just like the movie. But then you get to the end and then you find out that it was a baby pig.
That's right.
It took, and the behind the scenes, it took forever to get that pig in there. It just did not want to go through the labyrinth. It kept getting
If I
stuck.
recall correctly, we had to bash down a wall so that we
We
could
had to
drag
bash
the
down a
pig
wall
and let
once.
it go and rebuild the wall back up behind it.
Yeah. And I think that pig ended up growing up inside of a wall somewhere in there. That was pretty funny. What else we got? This is our first house. Remember there was like a time in between the old stone fences and the new stone fences. There was these other, not stone fences, sorry, stone walls. There was these other kinds of stone walls that
How come I
lasted
don't
maybe a
remember this?
month or two. Here's a picture of them right here.
How come I don't remember that?
Oh? Anybody else remember that in the chat? The like in-between stone walls.
Yeah,
Not
only you
the
would
old
remember these sorts of
graphics,
things.
not the new graphics. They just had these other ones for a while. Oh, there's the old
Yeah,
cows.
The old cows, the old horses.
This is our first horse pen, and we thought this was a good idea. We thought, well, we can have, there's 6 tiles, right? 6 horses. We thought each horse could get a tile. Yeah, that didn't work out well. They just kept standing on the same tile and then getting disease. Same with these cows. Look how the game has changed so much since we started playing. Like, these were what all crops looked like at the beginning.
Every
of the game.
crop, right? I
Every
remember
crop
that.
was green.
You couldn't tell the difference. You'd have to have the tooltip.
Yeah, and there it is, ripe. Once you knew it was ripe, then you can harvest it. What else do you have? This is the first place where we actually slept. We don't even have our beds built here. Oh, and the Green Robin Hood avatar. That was always funny. Anyway, you can see how it's getting built, and here's the main village, and behind it, there was going to be a giant labyrinth that we have not built yet. I gotta have some pictures here where we started the labyrinth. Ah, that's our first champion dog?
Dog.
Is that a
Look
dog?
at the model on that thing.
Is that what the dog looked like? No, or is that
Yep.
is that a wolf? No, that's a dog.
I don't think it's a wolf. I don't think we had the ability to tame wolves. What else we got?
Ooh.
These bring back old memories.
Yeah.
Look at the roofs on those houses.
Oh, there's the first part.
Mm.
Here's the beginning. We dug the entire labyrinth area down to rock. The entire thing. And the reason was because, if you remember, our labyrinth was half of it was just in the mines. We had over 20 something mine entrances. 27?
Yeah.
Something like 27 mine entrances. In theory, this was a great idea. We realized that you could make it so a mine door is locked from the outside. But if you go into a mine and then you can exit out that mine door from the inside, it's like a one-way exit.
Are you revealing your secrets of labyrinth making?
Yeah, this is old news, old news.
Yeah, I know
So-
it's old news, but it is one
So
of
anyway,
the features that.
in theory, this was like a great idea. And then we realized that every mine door decays so fast that now I have like 15 to 20 mine doors that I have to continuously make new mine doors
Yeah,
of because they were
because
rock
rock
mine doors and you
doors.
can't fix them.
Right.
So I had to churn out mine doors all the time. It was a pain. And then eventually when we moved out from puzzles, I just couldn't continuously make mine doors and put them on up here because we lived so far away at that point. And that's why eventually we had to close the labyrinth, unfortunately.
Now, before the labyrinth deed was left, before we left there, we bought another deed up in the north coast because puzzles was sort of inland. We wanted a coastal spot, and so we were keeping our eye on a coastal spot that was, I don't know, about a 10-minute ride north. And so one opened up, it seemed perfect, and so we opened up shop there. I don't know if we have any pictures of it, but probably not.
It was a nice place. I really liked that place. And we never had time for it. It's one
Right.
of my regrets.
We did some things there.
We
built
flattened
a house,
everything
we
out.
Flattened everything. We started it up, like we had it, but yeah. Because something kind of interesting happened, and that was we met up with Zalafir, who is actually in our chat today.
Mm.
Hey Zalafir,
Hey, Zally.
how's it going? He proposed to us an
go.
event at our place, and so we held that event. I think later even we held another event. We video recorded it, so if you want to go back and watch it. But no, Zally, he invited us to join him in the construction of Puzzle Plaza, and to create a massive, or a larger, more epic labyrinth there.
Yeah, here you can see, I think this is the last picture here, so you guys can see sort of, it's still under construction. I don't know why I don't have a finished picture. But yeah, we finished this and we moved down to Puzzle Plaza and helped build up the marketplace, which I believe is still the marketplace of Delhi. Is that right?
I remember, yeah, it is. I mean, I remember going there the first time, and it was, let's dig everything down to rock. And it was insanely large compared to our labyrinth area, and it was very deep, I recall. That was like a huge project.
Yeah, so unfortunately I don't have any pictures of it. It's one of the other things that I regret, because I actually built a second labyrinth there.
Right.
And
it's still standing there.
God,
sort of.
that was twice as large as this one, and 4 times as hard as this one, maybe more.
Right. I recall not being able to.
But it never opened, and it was one of those other ones where it needed so much maintenance.
That's right.
Same deal with the mine doors. I think I have even more mine doors than that where I needed.
I mean, we could have made mine doors that were impable, but
hello, how are you?
It was the experience. You can't see rock mine doors.
You can't see rock, especially if the entire floor is rock. You can't tell that there's a opening over there.
Yeah. So sadly, I don't have any pictures or screenshots of it, but I mean, you can just go to, like, sadly our puzzles is gone. Like, it's rotting away. Maybe our Colossus that I made is still there. But
we were waiting for the load feature to get my rare forge from there before letting it go.
Yes, you wanted his rare forge. That was funny. Yeah, so this place unfortunately is gone, but Puzzle Plaza is still around, and you can go check it out and just know that we were there, helped build it up. It was hopefully it's can continue on, because that's a nice place. Eventually we ended up purchasing an actual lakeside, and here's one of the reasons why that was so exciting for us, or tempting for us to do that, was because when we started playing this game, the first thing we ever thought of was to build this giant kingdom by the lake, a port city essentially, and we never had that opportunity until, like, we bought that place, and we're like, this place is perfect for this opportunity. And that's around the exact same time we started our videos, maybe a few months after, right?
Maybe a few months after that, yeah. And
so you can actually see through the videos are like all the development of that place. I know I have some pictures here too, that Nightshade at the time was kind enough to take for us, and she gave me these pictures. I haven't actually looked at them yet. I guess the new horses are already in, so
if you really want to see what this place looked like before anything,
I'd say watch the videos.
Watch our village update playlist. Like, we have Brian took all of our village updates and cropped them out of each of the videos and put them into this massive playlist. Like, I don't even know how many videos there are, 15, 16, 17.
Yeah, you can see like a year's worth of village updates.
That's right. And then over the course of the year, you can watch that epic deed go from being pretty much slanty dirt with a huge hill in the way to the largest surface mining project I've ever been a part of.
And this is when our friend Nightshade decided she was going to come down and move with us. And for some reason, I can't remember why, she decided, because she's a cloth tailor, she decided to buy a rare loom. But the rare loom was already completed and sort of in the mid-north side of Deliverance, and we live in the south of Deliverance. So, because it was a completed loom, before this whole load feature, I don't know if you can even load a loom, can you?
No. Yeah, maybe into a wagon.
So anyway, we had to push this loom. And you think, that was, how long? 8 or like 10 hours of pushing a loom just because it was rare. Just
that was
because
a
it was
huge,
rare.
huge
And
yeah.
but it was
That
one of those
fun,
days.
though.
But here's the deal, like,
like-
we don't remember what happened the day before that day. We don't remember what happened after that, like the day after. We remember that day only because we pushed a rare loom halfway across the server.
Somewhere on the
Because-
forums is this epic post that Nightshade posted that mapped out our journey with the epic loom push.
That was
If you look it up, you
that
might
was
find it.
one of those experiences that you would never forget. You had people that we would come in people's locals and they just wonder, like, why is there these pushing noise in my local, and 9 people pop up. They come, they find us, and they just start help pushing the loom just across their place, and then we just keep going, and we just keep finding more people, and more people just keep piling in, and we had problems pushing it. We had to push it through a mountain at one point. And we had problems trying to get it out of the mountain because of the position of a house. It wouldn't let us push it through a door. So we had to make another opening just to push the loom outside of the mountain. Yeah, it was quite the experience. At the very, very end, I remember, there was only maybe 3 or 4 of us left. And it was probably into the 8-hour mark. We were pushing the loom, and we didn't notice that we were approaching someone's deed because it was just like forest. Somebody planted a token, and they didn't build anything, just in the forest. And we got the loom. Eventually, it landed on that person's tile, and it wouldn't allow us to push it. Now think of it. We've been pushing this thing for 8 hours. And we get to the point where we cannot move the loom anymore, and it's on somebody else's property. And I'm pretty sure Nightshade flipped out at that point. I can't remember. And luckily, that person logged in around that time, and she was nice enough to push it off of her place. And then we kept going and pushed it all the way to Autumn Twilight. That was... It's just one of those experiences that if you are lucky enough to be a part of, even though when you're there and it's just like this grueling sort of trek that you're complaining about the whole way.
You're making jokes about how ridiculous what you're doing is the whole time.
Yeah.
You pass by people who are randomly, like, going down the road that you're pushing the loom on, and they stop and turn around and are like, what the hell are you guys doing? And then they get off their cart and they start helping push with us, like for 100 tiles or so. Or
Yeah,
lead
so
their horse, or I don't
if
know.
you're lucky enough to be a part of like an experience like that, like, do it.
Yeah.
Even though it sounds crazy when someone asks you, hey, can you help me push this, magic chest or something, like, or I don't think magic chests can push, can they? Or
I don't
can
know.
you help me
I don't
push
think
like
so.
something that sounds stupid while you're pushing it,
No, the load feature
Might as well help out.
It completely takes away that whole opportunity, I think, but
True.
at the same time,
If somebody's asking you to do something crazy, you might as well do it.
do it.
Because who knows,
yeah.
you might...
You'll remember it.
It's one of those things that you'll remember 2 years down the road. I don't know if Nightshade's still around. I think she's still kicking around somewhere. She has some characters. I don't know if she plays so often. I haven't seen her in a while. Although I haven't played so much recently. So I'm not the best judge of if she's playing, but yeah, those experiences, it just shows. It's one of those things you can only have in Wurm.
Yeah.
And it shows like how nice people really are.
Another experience that sticks in my mind more recently is the castle event.
The castle
The
event.
castle event, yeah. Like we spent months leading up to the Impelong,
Oh yeah.
creating that castle. You were designing it. You were doing an insane job at designing this insanely hard new puzzle.
Yeah,
that
this is something
was
that
then
I
beyond-
never showed before. Maybe I should show you guys. I don't know if you guys want to see this. I created an exact replica of our entire village inside of the deed planner, including the entire castle.
the entire blueprints of every last detail of
I
the
don't know.
castle.
Let's see if I can get it up. I don't know if that's interesting if you guys want to see, but it's the last episode. I might as well show it now if I can do it. If I can even remember where all that stuff is.
There's the mountain that we leveled. I wouldn't call it a mountain, it's a hill.
Yeah.
But we brought that
There's
all
an
down to
update.
flat.
Oh, great.
God. Okay, I can describe the event. It was during the Impelong, so there were a ton of people. We were planning it, and I talked to Battle Pants, who was running the Impelong, or hosting it, I guess, and we agreed upon a specific time that we could run this event. About 16 people showed up, which was an insane outcome if you think about, this type of thing. 16 contestants, and we made it a collaborative event. It wasn't about who can make it through the labyrinth first. It was about solving the puzzle and working as a team. This was like completely different than
This
our
took us
previous
forever
competitions.
to figure out.
The planning was insane, and even with 16 people working together to try to solve the puzzle, like there were labyrinths. It was because it's in multi-story housing. It's like a three-dimensional labyrinth.
Yeah, did we
but
explain what it was? We haven't
I
explained
don't know.
it in
We
this
designed
episode.
rooms with themes, and we wanted it sort of to feel kind of like Clue, where you're walking through, the hall, and then all of a sudden you're in the study. Okay, and each room had like a theme. So we had the armory and the lamp storage room and the what other rooms did we have? You can probably list them better than I can.
God, there was a lot. There's the laundry room. There was the
laundry
storage
room.
rooms. There was the
Cart making.
cart making. We just started throwing out rooms like the war room.
Yeah.
There were so many rooms we couldn't fit. There was only
and of
so
course
many
there's a bar.
items. There's a bar. Yeah. There's only so many items in this game.
Yeah, we had to stretch the assets that we had in the game as far as we could to sort of
Pretty
create
much.
a bar type feel, or to create the laundry room type feel. Yeah, it was a lot of fun building that thing, but it paid off because everybody who was there told me time and again that it was like an amazing experience. They loved it so much, and I even had one guy who decided to come well after the event was over, and he was by himself, and he said, "I'm going to just solve this thing by myself." And in fact, he did actually. I can't remember who it was. I wish I could remember who, like the name.
Yeah.
Somebody
unfortunately,
finished it completely by themselves. It was like 8 hours, or something like that.
Yeah, there was like before when I was building the castle. See, like we didn't have the full idea of the castle. Yeah. And then build it. Like that's not how it worked. We were like building it while we were having the ideas for the castle.
Right. We did have the main theme, though. The main
I don't
idea.
know.
But yeah, you were designing
Where
it,
is
and
it?
oh goodness. Awesome.
So, if I can remember where I put this thing, we were debating. I remember like debating for maybe at least 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe even a month of how the puzzles should be presented to in the castle. And I remember there was debates over doing the same thing that we did in Labyrinth, which is basically free-for-all. Everyone that goes into the castle, they need to solve it for themselves. First person gets the prizes. But I think we did a much better job of like giving people an experience. What do you think?
I don't know. For me, the experience was amazing. Everybody who participated told me they loved it. I think that even people who visit our deed there, and who I'll say go just walk into the castle, try to find your way around. Those people are like, what the F? Like, this place is insane.
Yes, if you haven't seen the castle, I don't know. I would suggest going there. I mean, I made it, so obviously I would suggest going there.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I've had
I
people
won't
tell me
build
that
anything like that again.
they visited our place, they looked at our stuff, and they're like, revitalized. Like,
Almost got this to work.
They found a lot of things that they wanted to incorporate in their deed, and I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we did build it, so
It's hard for us to say because
design.
I spent a lot of time in there. I mean, I'm trying to show you guys this video, or this deed planner map that I made. If I can get it to work here. But that was one big adventure we gave people that day, and I was extremely proud how it went, because it almost went exactly how we expected it to go.
Right,
And it's still with what, 15, 16 people, it still took them almost the
3
exact
hours?
same time that I said, which was like 3 hours to beat it.
Yeah,
And I was
it's a good length.
I was surprised.
3 hours is a good length.
Is it not broken? Alright, so you guys can see this. I planned this whole thing, if I can remember how this works.
There's a button on the top, one of those
This
buttons
one?
next to it goes 3D. Hopefully this doesn't completely lag your computer.
Yeah. So here, if you guys can see this, is a 3D representation of what our place supposed to look like, or pretty much looks like. There's a lot of problems that I
Yeah, it's not perfect. But where's the castle?
it's coming.
It's very... Yeah.
It's way over there. So this was supposed to be like our village, little village area, with that was our boathouse. This is one of the first houses we finished. Look how big it looks.
I mean,
from the
we've
inside.
shown this deed like countless times.
But never from way up in the sky.
Never from way up
There
in
it
the sky,
is.
that's for sure.
Look at that. It's like a tiny little place. I was even able to recreate Nightshade's place, and it almost looks exactly like a Nightshade's place. Just farm everywhere. What's funny is I took a picture from here. I think I took a picture from inside of this house, because I even put the lavender bushes and everything. And I sent it to her, and she thought it was a picture from in the game. I'm like, no, I recreated your place inside of some program, in the Deep Planet program.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I really, I've got to give props to the person that created this program.
Go to the castle. You're going the wrong way.
Okay, fine. Everyone
Go
wants
to
to
the
see
castle.
the castle. So I recreated. There are problems with the roofs, like here, but look at this castle.
That is insane. In this, like, flipping around it, it's crazy. There's 7 buildings, each taking, what, 95 carpentry to build?
Something like
Or
that.
to plan?
Somewhere
So-
in the 90s.
And they're all intertwined together, so you can sort of make your way between the buildings while you're within the castle.
Let's go inside. So I built
thing is that
everything. This is how I had to have this to
Yeah.
design the puzzles that are inside the castle. Without this tool,
This is, I'm serious, like, anybody who wants to build the epic building of their dreams, you cannot do that unless you've done Deed Planner. Deed Planner, like, changes the game completely. It makes it so you can plan the craziest stuff and then
Yeah.
build it.
so I built the entire. I can go through the floors here, but I built the entire place inside, every floor, every fence, even the chests. Like, here's a chest that says, this is where you need to go. How do you get there? And I had to imagine it, like, this is the only way I could picture it. Like, am I really making it so people can't get there? Or what is the puzzle? And what in total there was seven, was it 7 chests? There were 7 chests that you had to find, all hidden around this castle, just like this, where it was saying, you know, I found that the best sort of puzzle was you can see the chest. It's calling you. Like, here it is,
right.
here I am.
You walk in, and the first thing you see is the chest right there.
And you
and
can't
then an hour later, you're still banging your head against the wall, saying, "Why can't I get there?"
Yeah, I found that was the best kind of puzzle, because no matter where you are, so for example, you're up here and you can't, you see it, but you can't quite get there. Everything, we made sure that it was completely blocked off, and there's only really one way to get there, and it's just insane, just the amount of work that we put into this place. And it's still there.
I don't know if we want to give away the premise of the puzzle, like what's in the chests and then what happens after.
No, I just say like the castle's still there.
There was a whole, yeah. There was a yeah. You're right, actually.
And
anybody
if
can
you
walk
guys are
in and
interested,
play the puzzle to the very end.
If anyone's watching this and you're interested in just seeing this actually in the game live, just go to Autumn Twilight on Deliverance, and it's right there.
Yeah, I think it's still set up fully, so like right to the end you can make it to.
Probably.
That's the great thing about the
This
castle is
place.
that compared to the labyrinths with the mines, there was much less preparation. Oh, sorry, not preparation, but like maintenance. Less maintenance.
We did count up the amount of bricks and mortar that went into this thing.
That's right. We did.
And we put a sign inside the castle, in the main castle, and I don't remember what it was. Let's see. The sign would be somewhere here in the main hall. So this is the entrance.
It was a lot.
It was
But we had
the. I don't think it reached 100,000.
I don't think it did either.
But it was in like the, I don't know, tens of thousands.
I'm for sure that the sign underestimates, and I think the sign says 60,000.
60,000. Probably underestimates it.
But that's probably an underestimate. I mean,
so what are people saying? Yeah, after all this and stuff, my masonry. Let's find out. What is my masonry? My masonry is 93, so it's not that much. The problem with masonry is that once you're over a certain amount, houses and walls, they take no time to make, but they also give no skill. So, unless you use a really low quality trowel or something.
So your masonry is pretty good.
Yeah, it's 93.
It's not like, it's not, you know, it's nothing to scoff at. It's above 90.
Oh.
Yeah, if you want to get the rest of the way, you gotta grind stuff.
I gotta find a pile here, don't I, if I want to move. Anyway. Those are like, I don't know, we have a lot of stories. We've cataloged a lot of our stories. A lot of our stories happened inside of our videos over the last 2 years.
That's right.
So
That's right.
it's been a long journey. I don't know, I'd like to point out the Impalongs. If you haven't been to an Impalong, I would recommend going. I don't know if there's going to be a summer Impalong. I have no idea.
It usually
but
is.
Go if you have the chance, because those things are just, you know, an experience that you will never forget. Especially our first Impalong was really crazy.
I wish that our first, like, that we joined at a time where an Impalong was there when we were first starting the game. You know what I mean? Like, our first Impalong, we were the Impers. Like, we came with skills. That was our first experience. But nonetheless, we met a lot of really great people, and we had a lot of fun. You know, people who we still keep in touch with today.
Yeah, you
Closely,
meet a lot of people, and you help a lot of people, and you gain a lot out of that. And it's just one of those experiences that you never forget. We recorded both of the Impalongs that we went to, so you can watch the videos of it and see what happened. Adam played in a what was that game called? Deal or No Deal game.
Deal or No Deal. That's right. That was awesome.
That, and for people like if you haven't watched that video, that's how we made the money to build Autumn Twilight.
Right. That's right.
Right. We made
all that money went right away, like into the village, and then we started.
I won't say how much we made, and mainly because I probably don't remember. But all the money just like went in to make Autumn Twilight the way that it is. The deed, just to extend the deed, took a lot of money, and then to build it up. Oh man, we put a lot of money, but the money doesn't matter as much as just the experience and the memories that we gained making this place.
That's right.
It is pretty crazy. Yeah, if you want to know where Autumn Twilight is, it's on the map.
It's on the map.
I can never remember.
In the southeast corner. 37x, 38y.
Yeah, so...
yeah, it's on Delhi.
Just to clear up one thing. Yeah, we're not... I don't know if anybody's wondering. We're not stopping playing. In fact, Adam has something to tell you guys. Maybe you should say it now.
Is it time?
I think so.
So recently, I was invited to a new project in the game. It's a very fun project. It's something that I've wanted to do in a long time, and it is to start up a player-made kingdom on Chaos. Okay, now I was invited along to do this, and at first I was like, I wanted to go to Chaos way back, like at the beginning of when we started to play. I've always been interested in PvP in this game, and going to Chaos and just, I don't know, figuring it out. But I never got around to it because we were always tied to Delhi. But then when a friend contacted me about starting this thing, that he's starting this thing and wants me to go with him, I started thinking, you know, this would be kind of fun. It would throw a wrench in our videos, that's for sure. But yeah, it was just, you know, just an experience that I wanted to go on, so that's where I am, and that's why you saw Mycelium, and that's why, yeah, we haven't been recording the last couple of weeks specifically because of technical difficulties and other things, but I was here, and it would have been difficult to pull off those videos anyway. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. People are asking if it's with Protoro, and it is. It's we are a Blacklighter Libella kingdom, player made, that we haven't actually become the kingdom yet. So, but we are growing and we are building like crazy and having a lot of fun, and we're recruiting still, actively recruiting. So if anybody is interested in joining this huge project, yeah,
that you would not forget. If you have the time, I definitely recommend it.
Don't be Basher, yeah. I mean, that's part of the reason why we're ending it as well. I mean, it's not the only reason, but it's one of the reasons that I don't really want to be recording this experience, specifically for it doesn't make sense to record it. It makes it really hard.
Love to record this. I'd love to record this, but
that's true. That is actually true.
Okay, and maybe in a different light we would have recorded this, but I think bottom line is right now I don't have enough time to record this, unfortunately. I have gone back. I don't know if I mentioned this. I have gone back to school and don't have a lot of time. Taking a lot of tests. So unfortunately, I don't know. For the last, I think I mentioned it. Like, I get to play with Adam once a week, and that's Tuesday nights when we hit the record button, and then I don't sit down and do anything with him until the next week when we sit down and press the record button again. So it's been pretty hectic. So, hey, maybe I don't know. I think this is a great time to go on this journey, go on this adventure inside of Chaos, and just have one of those adventures. Maybe we'll write about it.
That might be a good idea.
So I don't know. But yeah, that is why I really wanted. I don't know. Can you think of any more experiences? It's been a hectic ride. It's been a great journey through this game. And there's just been so many memories. Sorry if there's been so many names if I've missed anybody.
Yeah. We could go on and on, but
we could go on and on.
It would be us sitting here
night.
trying to remember names, and I don't
talking about our journey on a rowboat, encircling Delhi for
that was
until
best.
4 o'clock in the morning, or
looking for a place to land.
Our experiences of losing items, like we said, with you, like all your items were stolen on your forge, and then we saw the item that you made being sold in the auctions on the forums.
That's right.
Or the experience of
that guy stole it because of some bug that they exploited.
Yeah, and
then he ended up successfully selling it.
Figuring out things about losing my horses inside of the ground numerous times.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen that often anymore.
Come on.
Building a giant Luigi head on the side of a mountain.
Yeah. Awesome memory. Now,
that was awesome.
I wonder if that Luigi head is still there. I bet you it is. That thing was permanent. I swear. You made a permanent thing in
the shape of a Luigi head.
Yeah,
and the reason why it was a Luigi head is because what could I do to make a red hat to make it Mario?
Are there pics? We have pictures of it.
You know what's funny? If you look like in our videos on YouTube, if you watch, I don't remember which video it was. I think it's actually the trailer. Yeah. The trailer to our labyrinth, our first labyrinth, way back when we opened it. I have it. It's actually embedded. It's like an Easter egg inside that video. If you pause it at the right moment, you will see a giant Luigi head in the shot on the side of a mountain.
I'm pretty certain that I have a picture of it somewhere.
No, I don't have it, but that was it's crazy because you're on the side of a mountain, so you have to a lot of climbing and a lot of just climbing up and down the mountain. At that time, we were basically new players. We just had that idea of making this giant Luigi head. Yeah, that was an experience. There's just too many to list. I can't remember most of them. Gaining all of our skills. I don't know. That's what we do in Wurm. There's so many places where we just spent a lot of months working on skills. Which
we should ask if there's any questions. Like, we've been answering questions as they've come, I hope, but
hey, does anybody have
any
questions
that we missed, you can re-ask them, and yeah, you can pose questions for us.
Anybody want to see more?
I feel like this is sort of like the next chapter in my Wurm career, this Chaos project, and I hope that we continue. I mean, you're sort of taking a break, at least that's what you're calling it,
while
for school, and hopefully you'll come back and have some free time to contribute to this project here.
I hope
and
so
who knows
too.
What might happen
looks
next.
like a great project. Maybe I'll plan some buildings or something. Huh?
It's a good question. Are we keeping the deed on deliverance?
Which one?
I think yes.
Yeah.
Well, I guess Autumn Twilight.
Autumn Twilight? Yes.
Yeah.
For now, there's no plans to stop it. It costs a lot of money to keep it. I mean, it's pretty huge. The monthly cost of a deed like this is roughly in the area of about
8 silver.
8 silver a month. So it's not cheap. But, yeah, we'll be keeping around. I mean, we put a year into this place. So,
Yeah.
definitely want to keep it around for at least that long.
Make your deed planner layout available for download on your website.
Is that
Yeah,
what somebody
we can do
said?
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah. If you guys want to take a look at it, I mean,
It's not perfect. I can't see water. Is that water there? Oh, yeah, I
that
guess it
is water. I can go into
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Looks different and
It's
a
not
couple things look
perfect.
different. It's not perfect. Yeah.
It's not perfect, but
don't-
it's there.
We don't have Chonklord's house. We don't have Pekka's house.
Yeah, this whole
we don't have
section,
a
I never
cemetery.
had the time to finish this section right here.
Truly, if you
Nice.
want to see this deed, like the experience this deed, you go to the deed, because there's a lot of things, a lot of details that are not in the deed planner. You know, there's the whole marketplace. I don't think that's in there, is it?
Is it? No. Yeah, you're right. I never built
Yeah.
the houses here. I don't know why.
There's
I
a
never
lot of
did that.
decoration. We put in tiny little things all over the place. The horse statues, the rainbows on
can't
the rainbow lights
put-
on the bridge,
Yeah, you can't put decorate. There's a lot of decorations that are not in this.
flags
or
all over
were
the
not in
place.
it.
Just yeah.
I don't know. So yeah, but the one thing's for sure, the actual structure of the castle and everything is done. There's nothing in any of the rooms because can't put like tables and stuff at the time when I made this. Just sort of empty rooms that you can go through if you want the experience without actually having to come to our deed. I definitely recommend just coming to our deed. Spend the time, even if it's to create it. If you create just a character in Alt on Delhi and just run here, I don't think it's that hard to run here. There's a road that leads straight here if you just follow. We're not in the wilderness like Puzzles was. Whoops.
No.
Yeah, there just lots of memories, lots of stories in this game. There's nothing bad I can say about this game, really. It's brought us 2 years of just
Fun.
the fun, the type of fun we've been looking for many years before the 2 years.
What's that question, Zalafir? It says, "What's the foot pint of it?" What's the foot pint of it? I'm not
The
sure
footprint?
what that means. Footprint. Is that right?
I don't
Maybe
know.
we're on a 10-second delay, so
Well, so anyway, this says that we put 111,000 bricks into this place. If going by this, this is the entire place.
but that doesn't have all of the castle walls up.
It doesn't have every single castle wall, and
In every single house. And
it doesn't have
it's
the
missing
houses.
stuff.
It's missing some stuff, but you know, this took.
Oh,
Any more questions?
he wants to know what the deed size is. I think it's
Good question. Let's see what it says
like
in
when
here.
when you
This
said it, I think it's
says-
40 something
go.
by 20 something, which double that, and it gives you the size. So it's in
Yeah,
the 80s.
47 by 87.
Ah, there it is. 87 is the length. Yeah.
And that's probably just tiles. So that's it's the largest. It's very long. And you can sort of tell, and it's broken up into sections. And I think we basically did what we wanted to do here. You know, we had this little area where people could sail in and dock. We had the port city, the village city, and then the castle on top. and each one's
Yeah,
a different
build
level.
this, rebuild this on chaos. You wouldn't imagine what's in that castle. That like everything can be taken. It's like, come on in. Like the whole thing is open. You can get to any room, any place that you want in it. It's completely open to all to come and visit.
Yeah, you don't understand. I think one castle and 2 labyrinths is enough for me.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a lot of work, and but those projects are great. To make a project like that, if you can experience one like that, it's quite the experience. So definitely, I think I'd leave you guys on that note. If you have the chance to experience,
I think that there's before that. I think there's one other question that's being asked, and it's regarding. It says, "Please, for the love of your gear life affinities, apply to a kingdom and don't get murdered straight away," which I think is something that I came here sort of prepared to do. I didn't bring any of my valuables. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, we have the worst affinities. But I don't know, what is mine? Mine is shield bashing. I hear it's pretty good on PvP. I haven't really experienced anything. I don't know. But yeah, if you have the opportunity to play or to be a part of anything in this game that's greater than just you coming online and farming or something by yourself, do it. Join the kingdom, join that project.
Take the plunge.
Take the plunge.
Chaos, I mean,
put yourself out there.
It's scary to a certain degree, but what's the worst that happens? I lose my longbow affinity. Ooh. That I have one in.
Don't
I'm not gonna
be afraid to lose your items. I mean, it's not talking about PvP. I'm talking about everywhere. Don't be afraid. Remember that this game's not about item collection. I'd say it's more about skill leveling.
Character
progression.
Everything
Character
can be remade. Of course, not everything. There are some items in the game that can't be remade, but you would kill for a longbow affinity. Well, come get it then. Just kidding.
Anyway,
Just kidding. Don't come. I'm weak. You're gonna kill me.
Anyway, yeah. So we are still gonna be around. We're still gonna play. So if you guys see us online, don't hesitate to send us a message. We will be playing, and we will be around. And I don't know. Adam wants you to be a part of this kingdom, I guess. Yeah. If you want to apply, figure it out. Contact whoever you need to contact.
Yeah, there's a forum thread on it.
Oh,
come join us. Have fun. Yeah, we're growing every day, so it's awesome.
Oh, so it's been. Oh, is that all the questions? Last time to ask any more questions? I'll wait.
Yeah, this is it. We'll still be around in the game for sure. We'll still be producing stuff, but not videos, I don't think.
Yeah, so thanks. I don't know. I just want to thank everyone for actually watching our videos. I don't think a year ago or a year and a half ago we started this series just sort of wanting to I mean, half of it was just sort of wanting to play together, like have something that we can do together, and the other half was just to showcase this, this great game and to show people what this game was like. I mean, at the time, you can just look at the progression. We had, we were standing on our horses and, all looked like green Robin Hood men. And now look at the game. A couple years later, it's completely different. And
I'm amazed at how this game has come in, and with all the development, I'm insanely happy to be a part of a game that's being continually developed in the way that this game has. I don't think I'd experience that in any other game out there.
That's true.
At least any game like this, anyway.
And with that, we just want to just say thank you to everyone. Like, it's been such a great journey going through this last year and a half, 2 years, and I'm even looking forward to watching our videos and seeing what we were like, a year and a half ago. I was gonna just watch our first video. By the way, our first video is not episode 1, which everyone believes that it is. It is, in fact, our introduction video called, I don't even know, I think it's just called introduction video, and it's the first video
AKA episode 0.
Episode 0.
Episode 0, yeah. That
So, yeah.
probably is gone unseen by most people, I think.
But yeah, watching those videos, I'm sure I'll just have a good laugh at just what we were like back then, like a year and a half ago. But I don't know. I think we've changed. I think we've changed for the better, and I think that we've grown closer playing these games, and it's all thanks to Wurm. So definitely, if you have the chance to recommend this game to anyone, give it a try. There's nothing that can go wrong. So
yeah.
Hey, there's nothing that you can lose by it,
Yeah, worst that happens, the person doesn't keep playing.
And keep trying, because this game needs it. And we hope this game will just keep growing while we play it, and we're hoping for another great 2 years. So thank you, everyone. Any last words, Adam?
No, just say thank you to everybody who keeps watching us, and see you in the game, I guess.
Well, hopefully we'll see you guys soon in the game. Send us a message. Thanks everyone for watching the last 2 years. We'll see you guys later.
It's